Hello, welcome back. Now that we have learned about classes and objects, we're going to learn another important concept in object-oriented programming. It's called inheritance. So inheritance in object-oriented programming is when you inherit a class within another class. Just like the regular inheritance meaning where you get some stuff, right, for free. When you inherit a class from another class, you basically get whatever is defined in the main class, which is also called the parent class into what you are inheriting into, which is called the child class, right? So if you have an employee class defined here, employee has name, job title, and salary, and a bunch of methods defined for that class. You could inherit this class into another class, like directors or managers, right? Who are also employees. So whatever properties you have here still make sense for them. But if they have some additional stuff like bonus, if it's applicable only to directors and managers and not employees, which would suck, but for example's sake, if they have stock options, right? If they have an office, stuff like that, right? If you have additional parameters that are applicable to somebody, but still these common parameters are still going to work for them, you can inherit manager from employee so that manager will get all the parameters and methods automatically, so you don't need to recode them, right? That's where the reusability comes in, where you can inherit from an existing class but add more stuff to the child class. So let's go ahead and create a new class called manager. So we'll name it manager. Now here you have something called superclass. We are not going to use it now, but I just wanted to highlight it. Here you can very well go to the browse and then choose employee, right? Because we are inheriting from employee, and Eclipse will automatically create the code for you. But we'll just type it out. I just wanted to show you that option where Eclipse can do that for you, right? And manager is not a class we're going to run. We're just going to create the subclass or the child class. So let's go ahead and hit finish. We have a manager class created. Now to tell Java that you want to inherit from another class, you would just type extends employee. So extends is the keyword to tell Java that you are inheriting from this class, right? Just by doing it, now manager will get to know about everything that you have defined in employee, right? And you can just add more stuff to it. You could just add private double bonus PCT, right? So we're adding a new field to manager where they have a bonus percentage, right? Let's go ahead and create the constructor. We'll just do the automatic creation from Eclipse to show what it creates. So go to source. We want to generate constructors from superclass. Let's click it, hit OK. Let's see what gets created. Now we have two constructors created. One is the empty constructor, like we discussed before, and the other one takes a bunch of parameters, right? Let's go ahead and delete the to do. But then here we have a new keyword called super, right? We know it's a keyword because it's highlighted by Eclipse. So super is a keyword just like the this keyword we saw. If you switch back to employee, we saw this keyword, right? It's similar in the sense that it's also a keyword, but there is a big difference between the two. This references the object that you're talking about, right? So you can access the fields and stuff. But super here just references the parent class. It doesn't talk about any specific object. So that's a big difference between the two. So when we say super off, what this means is when the code comes here, call the constructor in the super class, which is the parent class. So these are the terms. Parent class and super class mean the same, and child class or a subclass mean the same. So a super off calls the constructor in the parent class. Now here we have a manager constructor, right? That has only three fields. And using the three fields, we are calling the parent constructor or parent classes constructor that takes the three fields, right? But for a manager, we have a fourth field, bonus PCT, which we would want to pass in. So let's go ahead and create double bonus PCT. And just like how we did in employee class, we would want to do this dot bonus PCT equals bonus PCT. So we're saying for the parameter coming in, just assign bonus PCT field to that value, right? That's basically it. Now we have created a fully functional manager class that has all the fields that we have in employee and also a new field, bonus PCT, that is applicable for manager. Let's go ahead and test it. Let's create a new class and now let's call it manager test. We obviously want to run it, so we'll create the main method, hit finish. Now here you can go ahead and create a new manager object. So manager mgr1 equals new manager of. So manager can be Patty, uh, job title is let's say senior manager. Um, your salary could be 30,000 and then bonus percentage, let's say 10%, right? That's basically it. Just by doing this, we're calling the constructor here, which in turn calls the parent class's constructor to initialize the three fields and then initializes the fourth one to this value that we passed in. Now we can do a system that out dot println mgr1 dot you can call any of these fields, right? Or you can try to display the entire object itself. So let's try to run it. So do a right click. Let's do a run as Java application. As you can see, we have the three fields displayed, right? Name, job title, and salary, but not the bonus PCT. That's because, as we know, when we try to display an object, Java will call the toString. There is no toString defined here, so it calls the superclass as toString, which displays only the three fields, right? Now, if we want to display more information, right, or whatever is defined in the manager, we have to create another toString here. So let's go ahead and right click, go to source, generate toString. Let's go ahead and create it for bonus PCT, hit OK. But then right here, you can just say, you can just concatenate more stuff. So I'm going to just do a colon to separate things out, right? And then just like how we used a super to call the constructor, you can do a super dot toString. Hit save. Just to quickly recap, we are returning manager information plus the the employee information, right? So the entire string is going to be returned and displayed. Again, let's run it, see what we get. There you go. Now we have a manager which has a bonus of 10 and the employee information is displayed here. So just by reusing the methods that we already had and fields that we already had, we were able to create a new manager object just by adding only stuff that is newly applicable for manager, but be able to use everything that is defined already. So that's the power of inheritance. Um, so I would like to encourage you to create new manager objects and see how it behaves. But in the subsequent videos, we will go much more deeper into inheritance and other keywords that are applicable to inheritance. But that's basically it. I hope you were able to appreciate the reusability of it. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.